Level 1. Booth Attendant. You pull the manual gate counterweight before dark outside the tiny booth. Against the booth window, you thumb a damp ticket roll during steady rain. You shove the wet orange cone back into place beside the clipped lane. From your wet glove, you pour coins into the booth drawer. You count worn bills into rubber-banded singles, totaling $2,800 per month. At the cracked driver's window, you face the drunk driver over event rate. You swipe cards through the taped card reader during weak signal delays. Beside the cash drawer, you keep the plastic thermos under crawling headlights. You guide confused drivers into sudden lanes with a dented flashlight. Across cracked asphalt, you spear fast food wrappers using the trash grabber claw. Concert traffic floods the rain-dark lot until taillights stretch into the street. Under the reflective vest, you pull the thrift store jacket tight against wind. You absorb the warning against early help through the blue security radio. Beneath the blind CCTV dome, you face the scratch accusation. You photograph bumper damage through the cracked phone camera in puddled asphalt. By the bus stop puddle, you feed cars through the gate past midnight. You recognize monthly parkers by bumper dents beneath the bent monthly placard. Inside the booth, you fight the rattling metal cash drawer halfway open. You lift the striped arm by hand at the red gate arm. Beneath the wrinkled validation stamp, you refuse the expired validation. You jab the emergency call button during the blocked angry lane. With the orange traffic wand, you split paid cars around the dispute. You glance at the old bike chain behind the booth under dripping wires. Near the pay lane, you take the laminated event pass complaint over delays. You snap the till shut toward rain at the slamming drawer latch. Over the booth heater, you dry fingerless gloves stiff with road salt. You fold the torn bus transfer into your vest pocket after midnight. Along the rain-dark parking stripe, you drag one finger, seeing money, flow, blame, and control. Level 2. Valet Captain. You polish the brass podium bell under hotel lamps before the dinner rush. Inside the key cabinet, you line numbered key hooks by arrival order. You trace the fastest garage route across the clipboard floor map. On the curb, you stand in polished black Oxfords in clean uniform. You accept the crocodile key fob under a warning about paint. Under the awning, you call runner codes into the shoulder radio mic. Wedding headlights become a glittering convoy against chandelier windshield reflections. Before elevator crowds, you send the red wristband runner through the garage spiral. You reposition velvet ropes away from traffic at the brass stanchion. Behind the podium, you fold tip bills with the metal money clip. You manage the white boutonniere demand above raised claim tickets. With one open-gloved hand, you freeze runners for a rebuilt pull sequence. You group colored key tags by exit path instead of arrival time. With a microfiber towel, you wipe rain from the podium screen. You grip the used sedan fob near your sedan in the staff garage. Beside the Gold Manager nameplate, you defend the late tip split. You park the VIP car by gripping the leather steering wheel yourself. Keys hang in dense rows as runners move like a pit crew. You find the empty tip pouch before the busiest hour begins. With the scuffed radio casing, you chase the missing cars. You question the service door exit beside the crumpled staff schedule. From the concrete stairwell railing, you call every available phone number. You reshuffle spare valet vests so slower runners get short pulls. At the rolling suitcase wheel, you handle the late car complaint. You build a cone pocket around an exotic beside the soft rubber wheel stop. Before the after-party crush, you catch your fresh haircut in the lobby mirror. You take the sealed pay envelope at payroll, showing $3,600 per month. During the faster curb fill, you redraw the handwritten runner board. The after-party release surges beneath the red carpet curb lights outside. Inside the cabinet, you leave clear key sleeves swinging in the air. You weigh a larger private event offer beside the embossed business card. At the podium, you pin a fresh route card, commanding speed, trust, and rich property. Level 3. Garage Shift Boss. Fluorescent floors spiral above the concrete ramp as headlights climb. Before commuter traffic, you punch in at the garage office cage. You hang the embroidered soft-shell patch on the chair like authority. At the ticket feed wheel, you diagnose the jam by motor pitch. You replace the thermal paper roll before the entry lane backs up. Over a blocked reserved bay, you handle the blue monthly permit complaint. You move staff between exits through the headset boom mic with clipped codes. After the stuck door report, you check the elevator inspection sticker. You inspect every loaded garage floor with the cracked inspection tablet. Beside your space, you park using the Toyota Keyblade. You walk the stairwell beneath a buzzing fluorescent stairwell bulb. At the CCTV joystick, you match ramp angle to monitor view. You inspect the torn parking ticket during the machine complaint. At the drop-safe slot, you log the drawer touch list. Lunch traffic bursts across every entry lane beneath the garage canopy. With the override keyring, you open a lane by hand. You study the 9-screen CCTV grid inside the office cage. Over the delayed gate part, you challenge the greasy parts invoice. You tape an orange notice board to the machine before rush hour. The exit gate fails as cars spiral down through echoing concrete. You raise both reflective sleeve stripes between bumpers, stopping the first lane. Over a city complaint, you handle the leather briefcase threat. You reroute trapped cars toward daylight at the faded side exit arrow. Through a portable megaphone, you explain the delay above hand-lifted gates. You hold the single apartment key beside your garage keys. Before evening release, you pull into the painted Shift Boss curb. You trace revenue leaks through broken workarounds at the red audit seal. Against concrete, you slam the maintenance clipboard until the clip bends. You inspect a bent cash drop envelope after the attendant admits a shortcut. At the paused license plate image, you freeze the broken lane frame. You read the sealed pay stub showing $4,600 per month beside losses. At the safe, you build 2-person cash drops with twin tamper bags. You radio spare coverage beside the yellow elevator cone before evening release. From under the pay station, you kick a crushed paper cup. A wall of cars waits behind the temporary cash-only barricade. Beside the flashlight holster, you reject extra patrol limits again. You listen for horn patterns through the top deck drain grate above the ramp. On the grease pencil map, you mark each failure point clearly. You call maintenance from the wall-mounted garage phone after darkness. Past the exit lane, you track rear-view hang tags swinging like a second clock. You align gates, staffing, and camera coverage with the repair sequence card. Inside the chain-locked keybox, you lock override keys, seeing the garage bleed. Level 4. Single Facility Manager. You face the property owner on the roof deck beside the leather owner folio. Before sunrise, you check the roof deck access door on the highest level. You inspect the reserved manager sign under first headlights at the entrance. Beside the office elevator, you park the newer crossover using the key fob. You adjust hourly pricing through the rate change keypad during the fill-up. Near the LED ballast box, you tag failed lighting hardware. You handle the hospital ID lanyard demand over staff permits. The digital spaces sign drops from open spaces to full during commuter streams. You sell monthly permits near the elevator bank with a permit printer ribbon. Across the laminated access schedule, you stagger staff, patient, and tenant groups. You set the stitched leather handle on the maintenance room table. Beside the contractor tape measure, you challenge costly replacement fixtures. You review the skip stairwell through the patrol checkpoint wand. With the convex garage mirror, you show the blind corner angle. You unlock the one-bedroom apartment balcony key after the late shift. Behind the tenant petition folder, you face threats against the contract. You handle the damage claim beside the dented sedan door. On the rolling maintenance cart, you open the company laptop, sticker visible. Dawn burns past the rooftop helipad glow above rows of parked cars. Using the paint transfer swab, you solve the scrape dispute in frame. You kneel over shattered window glass after the theft wave hits. In front of tenants, you replace faded signage with a fresh warning placard. You document the blind stairwell delay beside the insurance adjuster clipboard. During theft clusters, you schedule extra patrols on the security route tablet. You inventory spare bulbs, signs, and cones across the maintenance shelves. At the bank counter, you deposit the paycheck while the teller confirms $6,000 per month. You absorb revenue pressure and incident targets beside the red manager pen. Against each entrance proof, you check the aluminum tow sign. You divide staff traffic from visitor traffic with the split-lane bollard. Through the elevator inspection mirror, you scan each elevator stop. You review theft footage beside the evidence flash drive on the table. Before evening commute, you station patrol at the portable patrol chair. You mount the dummy camera bracket in the darkest corner. New security lights glow as the amber patrol beacon sweeps floor to floor. You steady the contract discussion beside the silver elevator key. Above the exits, you brush the wool overcoat sleeve against concrete rail. You sign the final complaint timeline beside the black incident binder. At the roof edge safety rail, you point to every risk spot before the next contract. Level 5. Multi-Site Operations Manager. You start the new SUV before dawn with the corporate fuel card ready. During morning lane opening, you reach the hospital loading zone cone. You spot the weak shift lead at the stacked exception tickets. In a service corridor, you take the folded termination badge during the gate alarm. You carry the badge carousel between sites on your belt. At lunch, you count runners from the valet lane tablet. You handle the traffic spillback complaint beside the hotel awning pole. Ahead of hidden shortages, you shift staff using the color-coded staffing sheet. You keep the navy suit cuff crisp across oily floors. Before sunset crews arrive, you inspect the stadium floodlight tower. One lot fills, one valet jams, and one gate fails across the city map. From the airport site, you answer the shuttle depot chain gate call. You carry 3 radios on the passenger seat past city signs. Beneath the windshield, you drive crisis routes with the toll transponder. You set the office garage entry angle at the LPR camera bracket. In the cup holder, you keep the private garage remote beside site keys. You face the marble lobby desk when reassurance must happen in person. At the untouched dinner plate, you stare through a third interrupted meal. You kick the curbside cigarette urn outside the restaurant doors. Through the restaurant window, you face the cost of the cleared meal. You calm the property manager face-to-face at the lobby water glass. From the laminated rate ladder, you negotiate event pricing under pressure. You pack the SUV cargo net with spare uniforms, cones, and signs. By the vendor cable spool, you challenge the doubled camera install cost. You pull spare staff vest bags from the SUV for redistribution. Across a lobby, you carry the vibrating phone cradle full of calls. 3 districts blaze with parking pressure across the suspension bridge windshield. Over overtime, you face the VP Garage access card and $8,900 per month roll. You race toward the hospital alarm with the red dashboard hazard button. With spare assistant manager keys, you delegate the next crisis by phone. Vans loop beneath the sodium-lit shuttle canopy under rumbling planes. On the nightstand, you leave the blinking earpiece case after reaching home. You let the radio chatter continue unanswered in the dark SUV dashboard glow. Into a manager radio holster, you place the site radio, choosing systems over rescue. Level 6. First lot owner. You study the rusted chain fence around dead asphalt under broken streetlight. Across the pickup hood, you face the lease folder under the landlord warning. You sign the first lot lease with the black ink pen and spotted rain. On the dead lot, you park the work pickup with the magnetic door logo. You measure parking angles with the chalk snap line across asphalt. Under your hand, you paint rows with the striping machine nozzle. You watch the booth trailer hitch bump the portable booth over the curb. At the municipal permit stamp, you defend the temporary sign's legality. You bolt QR aluminum signs to the fence before event night. Across entrance, pay lane, and back fence, you angle the floodlight tripod. You unpack embroidered polo stacks for staff wearing your company name. For patrol coverage, you bargain over the tow hook keychain before opening. You hammer tow signs with the steel fence post driver beside traffic. Into plywood, coffee, and responsibility, you open the trailer door latch. By sunset, the dead lot becomes a glowing grid of fresh white stripes. From the laminated event calendar, you build event pricing around start times. You interview attendants beside the unfinished booth on the folding interview chair. At the smudged ID card, you catch the cash handling lie. You open the silver laptop hinge on a crate inside the trailer. From each corner camera mast, you test every entrance for coverage. You place cars into forward-filling lanes with the cone arrow row. Across the street, you watch the rival price board pull drivers. You train attendants with a scanner wrist strap on app verification. Across the fence, you stretch the vinyl fence banner with your company name. You face the red stop work tag at the closed event entrance. From the pickup tailgate, you shout row numbers over horns. You hold the lane against angry drivers at the striped barricade board. Across the street, overflow streams into the rival lot floodlights. You face a phone aimed at the fence banner during the online threat. To the pavement, you slam the collapsed cone stack hard enough to scatter. You redirect cars through the legal gate at the temporary arrow banner. With braided rope line, cones, and timing, you split one legal lane. You face sweat-dark staff caps demanding extra pay before closing. With the drone controller in hand, you watch the glowing lot fill around the closed entrance. You wave cars into rows with the green entry flag. Beside disappearing paid spaces, you guard the fire lane stencil near the center. You drop brass apartment keys beside the site radio on the trailer table. Over the disputed app charge, you face a cracked payment phone. You count the open cash tray behind the locked trailer door after midnight. On the trailer floor, you line canvas bank bags totaling $25,000 per month. You stack the spare gate motor crate behind chain link in the yard. From the voice message speaker, you hear complaints about the blocked entrance. You renegotiate response times around the tow dispatch clock before the next event. At closing, you lock the booth with the brass padlock after departures. Dawn reveals tire marks across the full lot in a tire track grid. On the portable booth, you bolt the metal nameplate, carrying every cone, camera, worker, and mistake. Level 7. Regional Parking Operator. You watch airport dawn spread behind the landing gear silhouette over parked rows. Into the shuttle depot, you step from the luxury SUV running board. You open the 3-car garage door at home before the first site visit. Beside the shuttle luggage cart, you handle the double-loaded van complaint. You time van loops from the arrivals board reflection over crowded curb lanes. During hotel breakfast, you inspect the valet lane bollard with a regional manager. You stack uniforms by size on the size-labeled uniform shelf. During renewal talks, you defend the hotel contract binder over revenue share. Branded shuttle vans queue beside the lot as luggage crosses asphalt. Across multiple sites, you compare comp ticket sample strips for fake patterns. You buy the small lot at the curb beside the broker folding sign. Behind repair promises, you inspect the stripped gate motor for takeover risk. You stock the equipment yard with a pallet of pay stations. Before tenants arrive, you walk the downtown garage beside the trusted manager badge. You watch the manager's silver keyring during the blind count audit. Under new controls, you face a clenched tip jar and resentment. You pin every lot, garage, valet lane, and route on the wall map. Over garages, lots, valet curbs, and shuttle depot, you watch a drone shadow. You centralize dispatch through the dispatch headset rack on the headquarters floor. At cash leak mouths, you order cameras with the plate reader lens hood. You hear the lender quote $180,000 per month against lease risk beside the packed airport lot. Around the glass conference table, you gather regional managers for the morning huddle. You track the dashboard mileage counter between packed sites across town. A stadium beacon glows over an event lot, funneling rows under floodlights. You renegotiate the lease using the rent roll folder and hidden traffic. During the national competitor threat, you hold position beside the polished elevator button. You inspect the valet podium umbrella before dinner rush fills the curb. Along the shuttle key rail, you hang branded van keys. Municipal garage exits pulse as synchronized gate arms rise across the block. Inside the busiest site, you uncover the hidden cash pouch. You drop the shredded access card into the shred bin before staff. At the counting room keypad, you confront the manager's denial before staff. You split cash sites through the rotating audit calendar before new alliances form. During evening rush, you replace the site lead with the emergency manager badge. Alone in headlights, you fold the manager schedule into your pocket. After growing cash gaps, you take the variance envelope from bookkeeping. You count expansion seams by eye on a new roof deck. Before sunrise, you watch forklift gate housings load for 3 sites. You face the city seal folder after overnight bid spec changes hit procurement. With traffic flow model cars, you shape the local contract bid. You hold a manager huddle on a concrete stair landing sign during rush. As regional sites fill, you watch the 5-line phone console light up. You study the competitor brochure before the landlord relationship can recover. In your home garage, you park beside the old bike and branded van. You stack gate arms like lumber in the equipment yard. With the training clicker, you teach managers to read fraud patterns. You take the rental car key tag toward the region's edge. Sunrise spreads over the citywide route board as vans, gates, and lots move. On the oil-stained yard pallet, you point supervisors toward failing sites. You pin black map string over fraud, controls, leases, and competitors. Level 8. National Parking Network Owner. You step beside the chauffeur white glove into the black SUV outside your waterfront home. Through the business class lane, you roll the black carry-on wheel. You watch the flight lift over an airplane window skyline stitched with garages and airport roads. Before the curb congestion sidewalk, you hold the airport badge lanyard. You read tire wear along the tire-worn concrete seam with a regional president. Under a custom suit cuff, you keep the temporary security wristband hidden. You tour the LPR tunnel arch beneath the terminal ramp. Under the shuttle lane canopy, shuttle rows move like trains. You steady the signage packet beside the council chamber nameplate after complaints. With the laser pointer dot, you reframe enforcement as frictionless exit. You pass the executive coat rack with senior team travel coats. From courthouse steps, you cross toward the acquisition meeting across town. You defend the integration plan beside the banker fountain pen. Against gates, systems, and turnover, you negotiate the acquisition model packet. You read markets glowing across the country before the live network wall. Cameras sweep airport garages, valet lanes, shuttle rows, and rooftop decks. You walk the rooftop expansion drawing with a real estate owner. Beside the gold elevator access card, you negotiate the minimum guarantee demand. You leave the porcelain espresso cup untouched by the business class window. Through the windshield city grid, you compare markets from the back seat. You enter the sensor gate pedestal lane at the automated garage launch. Cars exit without stopping as the flashing camera gantry fires in sequence. You handle the local media complaint beside the empty driver hand. Into the reporter microphone, you explain payment flow without slowing the line. You park beside the waterfront docklight outside home at night. At the rooftop launch, you accept a sparkling water tray above the flagship. The skyline rises beyond rooftop parapet spotlights above full garage floors. Beside the regulator-stamped folder, you defend enforcement and signage. You rewrite placement with the portable sign mock-up before launch photos. Against the fractured integration timeline, you confront old gates, systems, managers, debt, complaints, and regulators. You stand silent in the garage bay before waiting executives. Inside the acquired garage, you inspect the rusted ticket gate. You compare mismatched legacy badges inside the acquired garage office. During control refusal, you hold the legacy office key in front of staff. Old payment systems blink across acquired sites in a row of warning colors. For a short leg, you climb the jet stair rail toward the next city. You enter the waiting SUV convoy behind the rental convoy placard. At the steward notebook, you hear the labor lead demand schedule protections. You separate rollout waves using color-coded rollout bands across risky cities. In the acquisition room, you hear the banker say the network clears $5 million plus per month. You take calls through the garage bay conference speaker during live operations. At the public hearing, you face drivers waving folded parking citations. You lay your jacket over the hearing chair before answering the first driver. With the refund token box, you turn complaints into clearer signs and faster gate conversion. Inside a garage bay, you gather site presidents around the portable stage riser. Overnight crews replace flagship gates beneath the midnight crane hook. Beside the tycoon lapel pin, you weigh taking a new city too soon. You ride the shuttle by the door handle to see the route failure. In 3 cities, new gates rise as old machines load onto flatbeds. At the empire-wide rooftop panorama, you stand as shuttles move, rows fill, gates rise, and cameras flash.